Alright, and back with another week of photos. And this week I decided to try something a little different. Instead of bringing around a camera with me, which kind of got a little cumbersome, I wanted to use the iPhone 11 Pro Max that I bought because the cameras on there are quite good, and I wanted to see if I could just use that and whether that would be a good enough driver for me to take photos with. So for the entirety of this week, I just used my iPhone 11 Pro Max. So here's my week in photos. Beginning the week on Monday. This first photo, it's actually around the corner from my street, and I always see this old Kingswood in the front of this house, and kind of just want to take a photo of it, see what I could kind of do with the blur and stuff. Didn't quite work out exactly how I wanted, but yeah, nonetheless, I think the colours are nice, a bit muted, but also like contrasty. Yeah. Next one was just the shadows on the ground. I feel the colours are a little bit weird, bit green, but yeah, just like I didn't want to make this black and white because you had the red or the pink petals on the ground, and there's a good contrast to the lines coming through. Something off about it. I think I could have composed this a bit better, but yeah, I don't know. That's right, Monday. Remember this? The train was pretty much empty. The train platform was empty because the Tuesday was a public holiday and people had taken off. There's like 3 people at the platform. It's usually full all the way up to where I am, so thought I'd take the chance to take a photo. That is the train. It's usually packed all the way up, and there's no seats available, so for there to be a seat available was quite rare at this time of the morning, at 8:30 in the morning, I think, roughly, just before it. So I took a photo because it's never like this on a Monday morning. This is my office. We just got some new plants in, so I thought I'd kind of take a photo and see if I could get an interesting composition. Don't really know if that worked. It's not bad, it's kind of interesting. I think this one works a little bit better. It's just the colour palette of the table and the chairs, the green, the brown, the white of the wall. Quite like it. It's just simple. It's nothing special. Got the soft light, and you can see the shadow on the legs of the chair going, and just it's like a smudge. It's quite nice. And then this one was just a close-up of the flowers that were on the table, with the flowers in the background. I tried to do some blur with this, but it just didn't work. So, just kind of like an insert shot, bit close up. And also on this day, there was this car that was parked out the front of our building. I was just like, this is really weird, and it's not every day that you see a car that's just been painted up like this, and with all these colours as well. And I walked up and got a bit of a closer shot. Kind of interesting, weird. I don't know, I felt like, because I was walking with my boss, and I was like, oh, let me just take a quick couple of snaps. I feel like if I just stood there for like a minute, I could have come up with a better composition, but that's all I got. And that was the last photo I took, and that was at 10:30 a.m. on Monday. So that was my Monday. Tuesday, this is actually my girlfriend's house. This is the morning. I just kind of like this is from my kitchen looking out. Lovely colours coming through. The light was interesting, and I don't know, it kind of looks like it could be a painting almost. And I just thought I had to take a photo of it. And then this is outside of her house. That's their shed, and there's like a plant there. I think it grows something. I'm not sure. I can't remember what food. But yeah, the light always hits that. I just like the texture of the shed with the colors, with the blue and the green contrast. I don't know, it just catches my attention, and it's just nice to look at. That's the back of my girlfriend. That's her mum, and then in front is her sister on the right and her friend on the left. And we went into more of the country Victoria for lunch, which was quite nice. And this was the inside of it, and we sat on that table just to the right, on the right side of the frame. Quite a nice colour palette. I thought it was quite nicely designed in there. And then at the back, this is what it looked like. There was like a big area with a long table set up with all these barrels, and I thought it was quite nice as well. And then to the right of that was another table set up with like a wooden structure in the background, which is quite nice. And these were the bathroom taps. Thought they were interesting. Haven't really seen anything like that. It was a massive basin, but you look, if the shadows weren't coming from straight above, I'm sure this would look much nicer, but it's more so the textures and the shapes I was looking at than the lighting. So then after lunch, we moved onto, there was like a gallery around, and there was like an outdoor seating area with some food places. But anyway, there was a big lake, and then there's people sitting down having a picnic, and I just took a photo because it was so green and vivid, and there were mountains and there were trees, and the sky was kind of interesting as well. The people didn't even know I took a photo of them. I just kind of walked up, snapped it, and left. And then as we were sitting down, I took another photo. I think that's where the art installation is. And then there's like a hill that goes all the way down. I thought that looked nice too, with some mountains in the background. Definitely did not feel like Victoria. Felt like somewhere else completely. That was the last photo I took at 2:20 on Tuesday. And so Wednesday, I was on the train. In the morning, and as you can see, it's far more packed up now. And I took a photo of this guy and his hand on the rail, on the, what's it called? The pole, because the color of his tattoos matched the color of his hat and even the design and stuff. And I thought that was really, really weird. It just caught me by attention. I was like, oh, that's not something you normally see anywhere. So I kind of just like tried to take this photo without anyone looking at me and stuff. And if I had a bigger camera, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So lucky I was using my iPhone 11 the whole time. I probably would have pulled it out anyway if I had a bigger camera, but yeah. And then that was at 8:17 in the morning. I didn't take anything until 7 at night, 7 p.m. And it was just his house. The grass was a bit overgrown. The curtains were a little bit weird in the window. I don't know, just kind of interesting. We just walked past it on a long walk that we did. Yeah. I didn't take any photos on Thursday. I just forgot to. I just didn't pull my phone out. I think it was a busy day at work, and I just forgot. But on Friday, I didn't take a photo until 5:45, until 5:45, and I was walking to go meet my girlfriend in the city, and there was this protest on, and so I took a photo. This is the I forgot what building this used to be. This is where H&M is, obviously, and I straightened it out. All these photos are edited, and I've made them look better, but they are taken with the iPhone 11 camera, and I was just kind of testing it. I'm like, okay, so let's just look at this. Is just the normal lens with some corrected lines, and then I tried the super wide angle lens. I don't really like it that much. I mean, it's kind of interesting, especially for something like this where you want to see the mass of people. I could have got my phone a bit higher, but nonetheless, I think it's still a cool shot. And then this one is actually the wide angle again, but with straightened lines. Not the same photo. I moved slightly to the left, and then I straightened up the lines to see what it looked like, and it actually looks pretty nice as well. And I kind of, this H&M building has amazing light that falls on it. at certain times of the day. As you can see, it goes from light to dark like that, and it's just beautiful. It always looks great. And that's kind of all I took. I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this scene, whether I wanted to take anything, and I just pointed my camera and did it. I'm not sure exactly what the protest was for. I was trying to work it out, I was trying to listen, but you couldn't really hear the woman talking on the microphone, and yeah, it just got a bit much. So I just left, and then I walked up, and as I was waiting for my girlfriend, I just turned around and snapped this photo as well. I love it when it's just raining. You can see the reflections on the ground, and then there's this light coming in, hitting these buildings, and just good contrast and good colours. And then as we were walking out, nice little pink Christmas tree with some pink gifts underneath it. Took a photo. Don't see that every day. And then that was the last photo. So all the photos I took on Friday were done within 10 minutes of each other. And then Saturday, I was actually at a wedding photographing it. And so I didn't really take much on my phone, but I did take this shot. That's just their name, Dom and Adrena. Yeah, nothing special. But I wanted to make sure I got something on my phone just so I could talk about it. So yeah. And then this photo I took today on Sunday. I was at a rehearsal wedding because I've got one next Saturday. And you know what, when you're in a chapel or a church, there's always a good opportunity to take a good photo. And the light was coming in nice and soft from the clouds, and it just looks great. And this was taken on the 2x telephoto lens. Overall though, I did quite like using the iPhone camera. It gives you that, I don't even know what to call it, gives you that like space to be free a little bit and capture shots that you wouldn't normally. But at the same time, it's a phone and I forget to take photos sometimes. And I feel like I prefer having a camera in my hand because I'm aware of it, it's there, and I'm actively thinking about trying to take a photo. With my phone, it can be a little bit frustrating, and so I've got to try and figure out a way that really suits me and what I want to do and how I want to take photos. I guess that's another week done, and whether I do this again next week, who knows.